Welcome to the Friday podcast with your host. Sorry, I did it again like last week. How do I do it without blocking the camera? There you go. With your host, Chris Chaos, in the building. Today that I'm recording is July 13th. Tonight is a full moon. So I'm gonna put out my crystals. I got them all ready on this plate. I'm gonna put them out tonight. I finally found a stronger bag. I don't know whose bag this was, but it was in the house and I was cleaning up, so it's my bag now. Today I got Badass Woman of Herstory, some anxiety news. I forgot what the anxiety news was, but I did get an anxiety news. Spirit animals, angel number, series review. And of course, the classic, the OG, possibly my favorite part, is the random questions. But before we get into that, let's see, is there any, shout out to the 68 subscribers. Much love to every single one of y'all. Shout out to every commenter. It's amazing. It's cool. I love the synchronicity, and I love that it's helping people, and that helps me. So much love. Let's see. If you like chess, we got Cushion Chess coming out on the Odd Pod channel. The Odd Pod channel, of course, the link will always be in the description. And the first two I had a mute. Well, I didn't mute them. I muted them and I put music on top. The other ones, we just let them rip. So, if you like the classic Odd Pod where we just talk about random shit, you're gonna love this Odd Pod chess. Because not only are we playing chess and I'm getting my ass whooped most of the time, but fun. So that's cool. Summer's winding down. But it's still hot as heck. I've been driving around in a minivan, which is cool. Reminds me of my high school days when I used to drive the Mystery Machine. Scooby and the gang. It's been pretty chill. I've continued reading the Bible. I'm about halfway through the Apocrypha. I learned about this Judas that existed before the Judas that existed with Jesus. It was like 150 years before. In the Apocrypha, it's called First Maccabees, Second Maccabees. That's what I read so far from the Maccabees. And his name was Judas the Maccabee. And he led the Israelites successfully through many, many crazy battles. And in those battles, on some of the battles, God was sending angels to help them. It was incredible, the description. There's also this other part where they talk about how, it's a cool, I should have brought it. Maybe I'll read it on the next take, on the next scene. But there's some really cool stuff in the Apocrypha, these books that were in the original, some of them were in the original Roman Catholic version. But all of them were in the Hebrew and the other version. There's another version, maybe the Latin. But yeah, man, I bought one for my son for his birthday. I got him a Bible. I think he likes it. And it helped me get closer to the Creator, to the Lord, which helps. Right now it's all good, but I'm about to go into chaos. If I go back to work and school and shit, it's not gonna be the best time. But I've done it before, I could do it again. I fell off of the, one would say, wagon a couple times. And I'm not talking about, well, I guess I am talking about alcohol, but I'm not I drank a couple of times. Since I haven't recorded in a couple weeks. even though these episodes have been coming out weekly lately. Cause I had to just record it in the beginning of summer, y'all, knocking it out. But then I had the house to myself, and I got lazy, and I got set back. But I learned a lot, and I'm back on track, and it feels great. I've been drawing a lot. I'm not gonna show you any comics today because I didn't bring those with me. Flows, maybe I'll do it in the next one. But this is 89. Welcome. All right. Have you ever baked your own cake? I have not baked my own cake. Do you have a specific brand of bottled water you like, or do you think water is water? Check it out. So I read that spring water has more nutrients than drinking water, because drinking water is distilled, and that takes away a lot of the nutrients that we need in the water, apparently. So I like Ozarka, but you know, I'll drink smart water. Anything that's supposed to with the pH is good. Cold water is great. But I'm lucky enough to have Rain Soft filtered water, fluoride free, straight to the kitchen. And that's my favorite water. I fill the bottles with it, and I freeze them and drink them, and I love it. I do not think water is water. Because I can definitely tell when I drink from a water fountain, or I'm drinking some, and I don't know if it's in my head sometimes with the Walmart water and stuff, but I don't know. I think it's the drinking water, the distilled. Are you strategic? If so, how many steps ahead do you think? Well, if I'm thinking about taking a walk, I'm thinking about all the steps ahead. Do you have a sweet tooth or a savory tooth? More than often. More than often I have a savory, sorry. Lately though, as I've gotten older and in the evening and stuff like that, I do get a sweet tooth. But my savory tooth is more prevalent, I'll say that. What brings out your beast mode? Ooh, what's beast mode? Beast mode is when I just like kill fools on the microphone. Killing them all on the microphone. With a hot beat and the mic in front of me, I go into beast mode. Have you read any self-help books, and has any book in particular stood out? No. Is there something most people consider a bad habit that you disagree with? Is there something most people consider a bad habit that you disagree with? Anything can be a bad habit, too much of anything. So if somebody says that they have a bad habit, or that something's a bad habit, more than likely it can be. Do you think you can be a single parent and raise a child alone? Yeah, but I wouldn't wish that on anybody. It's tough. What was your favorite subject in school? Reading, writing. What makes a physically attractive person less attractive? Ooh, like always having a bad attitude, I guess. I mean, I know people on both sexes that I think that would make. Well, I don't know. I could just speak from my personal bad attitude, disrespect, inability to analyze a situation and figure out, okay, how and what to talk about, all that. What was the last movie you rented? King of New York, and it was fire. That was my first movie review. Describe a time in your life when the phrase, when it rains, it pours, applied. Ooh. Can't think of anything that's not too personal. When it rains, it pours, of course. I'm trying to find the shores, I can't see it. I'm trying to reach the land, I can't be it. I'm trying to reach the land. I can't see it. Oh, man. A time in your life when the phrase, when it pours, it rains. When it rains, it pours. Pain for sure. Insane withdrawals. You lame and hoes. Okay, right now I can't think of anything. Okay, alright. So those Mondays, that it's already Monday, right? And it's already gonna be a tough day. I mean, it's tough Mondays. Mondays are tough when you go to work. But then when you get in there and it's like half the people are out, that's when it's like, oh, Monday itself is rain, but being short-staffed is the pouring. That's a good one. Have you ever not returned something you borrowed, and if so, what was it? I had this Nike shirt that Noe let me borrow. Shout out to my cousin Noe, and he let me keep it eventually because I just kept it. And then this, he gave me this dope ass shirt. He gave me two cool shirts, man. Shout out to Noe, man. He got them bars still, and he be singing in Spanish. So that boy is talented. Raza, family. All right. Man, hold up. Have you ever been someone's secret admirer? And if so, what did you send them? Yeah, I was their secret admirer, and I was also their secret freaking Santa. That was a weird, ugly face that I made, and in a disgusting voice. And I don't remember what I sent them. Oh yeah, Takis and what are those drinks called that they liked? Tampotito. But then the ultimate gift was a head wig. A really badass looking head wig that would have looked fucking amazing right here. Whatever. What website do you visit the most? YouTube. Shout out to YouTube. Do you prefer vertical or horizontal stripes? Which ones are on the flag? Horizontal. Horizontal! How scared of the dark are you? Not too much, just a little bit, but not that much. I mean, I can sit outside. Well, I like having the lights. I could do something in the dark. It's just creepy just sitting out there with. I'll be able to see nothing. What are you biased about? Oh, you know, nothing. No, I don't know. I can't think of anything in particular, but we all have our own biases. So, what healthy lifestyle change have you made? I deleted Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok off of my fucking phone. Greatest thing I've ever done. Not the greatest thing I've ever done. Really good thing that I've done. It kept me off my phone more, got me doing more creative things, being artistic, you know, just being more proactive. Like that's the and I know I've talked about this too much, but quitting corn. So that was the wagon I was talking about earlier. I fell off the wagon a bit because temptation. I'm not proud of it, but I'm back off again. This time I'm gonna, stay off, and I know why I'm gonna do it, the benefits. And even when I did fall off the wagon, it wasn't as bad as it was before. Not that you give a fuck. What's your favorite poem? Roses are red, violets are blue. Sugar is sweet, and so are you. All right, with that, wait, there's one more on this page. No, there's two more. What do you think is the most fundamental value to keep intact? Oh my goodness. Went from stripes to fundamental value? Appreciation and humbleness. Is that a value? Appreciation, respect, honesty, love. What's the best museum you've ever been to? I haven't been to that many museums. a long time ago, I went to the Dallas Museum of Science, which is now the Parole Museum, which I haven't been to. I don't think I've ever been to the Dallas Museum of Arts. I've been to the Holocaust Museum in downtown Dallas, and that was very interesting. And that's how I got my first strike on my YouTube channel, because I did a vlog and I was recording and it got a copyright strike and it got taken down and revoked. They took my video. I should have looked at that. I should have asked. All right. We'll be right back after this quick break. And we'll continue on with the Friday podcast, baby. All right. Welcome back to the show. My homies, y'all don't know. I am so cold on this microphone. So thrilled, so blowed, I'm zoned. I'm gone up out of space. No place like home. Alright, I don't know what I'm talking about. Excuse me. So, the other day, pardon me, I saw a blue dragonfly. And I've covered dragonflies before. That was probably one of my very first spirit animals. They're beautiful, but I saw a blue one. Now, those are pretty rare to me. Usually I see like these black and white ones or just regular colored ones. But this almost royal blue. So, I looked it up. According to Symbolism and Metaphor.com, excuse me again, the blue dragonfly is a calming presence and a symbol of loyalty, trust, faith, and letting go. Honor the phase of that life that you are in. Honor the phase of life that you are in and allow yourself to make peace with those around you and your own mind. Be true to who you are and keep your circle small but loyal. Angelicalbalance.com says that the blue dragonfly symbolism speaks about positive changes. It is saying that you are experiencing a positive transformation. This will affect your mindset, habits, actions, emotions, and decisions. Furthermore, it could reflect positive changes in every aspect of your life. Digest from experts.com says that symbolically, blue dragonflies can indicate an opportunity that will not last forever. You may have to act fast or bring an idea to fruition quickly so as not to lose an opportunity. Act on your instincts. Now, maybe the time to speak your mind and express yourself. Sorry, I read it wrong. Now may be the time to speak your mind and express yourself artistically. Share your intuitive insights with others. Sparkhouse, which is SPARKOUS.com. Pardon me. Blue dragonfly symbolizes, blue dragonfly. So the blue aspect symbolizes loyalty, faith, and creative energy. Hence, blue dragonflies are a symbol of overflowing creativity and can also be a reminder to embrace a huge success that's about to happen. Interesting. Blue dragonflies encourage us to find meaning in the challenges we face. Color-meanings.com says that in dragonflies, blue is a symbol of, again, loyalty, faith, and this time it says trust, which we said earlier. Blue is also a symbol of the 5th chakra, known as the throat chakra, which is linked to how you connect and communicate with people. So if you see a blue dragonfly, it could be a sign for you to think about how you communicate with others. Very interesting. Now, this particular spirit animal, I saw a couple of years ago, maybe. If you're familiar with Garland, in Dallas, I was driving down Garland away from Northwest Highway, passing under 635, and a coyote crossed the street. And this was, like I said, a couple years ago. So I barely looked it up. Coyote. WhatisMySpiritAnimal.com says that the symbolism of the coyote remains enigmatic, being both a trickster and yet also a teacher. Turn the music down. And my nephew's in here, and he just opened the door, so you can hear the music right there. You wanna come up? We're talking about coyotes. He's a cat. Let's see. Coyote energy is a sign of trouble or good fortune. I always pick the good. Most of all, however, Coyote arrives in our lives with a smile and a song, acting as a gentle reminder that laughter is truly, let's see. Hey guys, I'm a cat. We're talking about coyotes. Good medicine. One can be both playful and wise. There is a balance in between. Symbolism.com says that the coyote is the perfect example of having intellect, the intellect of a sage and the playful heart of a child, representing the need for balance. Coyote symbolism reminds us to simplify our life, teaching the greatest lesson of what matters most is finding purpose that brings bliss to the heart and blending it with family and fun. Okay. Spirit-animals.com says that specifically, coyote meaning is signaling you to do something that gives you pleasure and joy and focus on the positive for a change, Chris. And anyone listening. When a coy wolf, also known as the Eastern Coyote or Woyote, makes an appearance in your life, it is a warning that you need to adapt your current situation. RichardALois.com says that the coyote is often seen as a trickster spirit and is a symbol of transformation. He teaches us to be flexible and adaptable, to roll with the punches and to find humor in life. If coyote has crossed your path, it may be time to take a closer look at your own life and see where you might need to make some changes. Angelicalbalance.com says that the coyote carries a spiritual symbolism of patience, the symbolism of balance. Whenever the coyote shows up, it is an indication that you should become balanced between the spirit and the physical world. Losing balance will cost us a lot. Therefore, we must endeavor to allow the coyote, spirit animal, to imbue us with its virtues. This guy hardly ever loses balance because he's a cat. Well, there's a cat-yote. What's-your-sign.com says that animal symbolism coyote meanings that the coyote tells us to be mindful of our actions, be wary of playing tricks on others or ourselves. Coyote also reminds us that the consequences of our actions affect more than just ourselves. Very interesting. What do you think? What do you think? You just want to scratch your face on my glasses, don't you? Mm-hmm. Just using me for my glasses. All right. Very good. Very good. Okay. I'm going to relocate this feed line and move the camera and get ready for anxiety news. Be right back. I am trapped at the moment. Scratching his face. Look fat, bro. Man, I'm a cat sitting on your lap. Homie, give me that. What's up with that? Where is my hat? Why do I look like a Dr. Seuss rat? Man, hold up. I'm just a kitty. Let me get some goat milk out the titty. Man, I'm feeling litty. Man, I'm feeling throwed. Man, I'm feeling slow. Chilling on the road to Zion. I fly on like Fryon. I got a tie on like it's made from a tie on. Hands, it's suede. Coming through, man, I ain't ever been played. I might have to spray. I'm a kitty, but that's okay. No opposable thumbs. I still make these haters run. Click, clack, it's the kitty cat. Can't nobody hold me back. Wow. Wow, Vader, that was pretty good. Pretty good, sir. Pretty good indeed. Okay, this time for real. Be right back. Anxiety news coming at you from Dallas, Texas. Your reporter, Christopher Chaos. Hey, how's it going? All right. Today's story from Psychology Today says that to heal anxiety, stop thinking of it as a disease. Let's see, the subtext says, the problem lies in our beliefs. The disease story of anxiety taught by mental health professionals, such as myself, says the writer, who's a PhD, that truly set us up for failure. These beliefs prime us to cope with anxiety in ways that make it worse. So the writer of this article is Tracy A. Dennis-Tiwari, PhD. And she says, no therapist except dangerous quacks will ever tell you that the goal of therapy is to prevent or destroy all anxiety. An anxiety-free life is an impossible goal. Instead, a good therapist helps us tune in to helpful anxiety, distinguish it from unhelpful anxiety, develop new productive coping strategies, and figure out which thoughts and behaviors are part of the problem. Pardon me. This dual nature of anxiety means that we're only anxious when we care about the future. It also means that anxiety exists because of one of the pinnacles of human evolution, the ability to imagine, plan, and prepare for the future, and to simultaneously hold in mind that something bad could happen at the same time that something good is possible. Anxiety is a crucial tool for envisioning the future we want and working to make our positive goals into reality. Research shows that anxiety primes us to seek social support, ergo by triggering the social bonding hormone oxytocin. Motivates us to pursue rewarding goals by triggering the release of the feel-good hormone dopamine, and supercharges the quality of creative thinking by making us more persistent and innovative. So treating anxiety as a disease sets us up to do all the wrong things when it comes to managing anxiety, and creates huge opportunity costs when it comes to leveraging anxiety to our benefits. Treating anxiety as a disease isn't working. Although treatments exist, rates of anxiety disorders continue to rise. This is because this disease model blocks us from learning to cope with anxiety. Until we jettison this faulty model, our struggle with anxiety disorders will only worsen. So stop thinking of it as a disease. Interesting. It's interesting. I'm not saying this is the end all be all. If you want to believe what you want to believe, you're going to find journalism for both sides. It's just an article that I pulled up from the internet for Anxiety News. See y'all next time. Christopher Chaos. All right. We have returned. Now this week's angel number. Oh, I got to open the door for my cat nephew. What's up, buddy? This week's angel number, 737. So let's see, sunscience.org says that 737 is the angel number, meaning assures you that you will begin to smile again when you have a positive attitude and begin to remember the memories and good times. You understand that sometimes things may not work out as planned, but understand that having positive thoughts and mind always ensures positive results at the end of the day. Let's want to leave again. Angelnumber.org says that 737 is historically related to the year in which Christianity came to the city of Alexandria and Muslim forces had attacked Constantinople. It was the year of great conquest and wars over the world. Numerically, 737 is related to practical, fortunate, and progressive energy of number. 8, because 7 plus 3 plus 7 is 17, and 1 plus 7 equals 8. Typically, Topical.com says that 737 is an angelical number that doesn't appear very often. Because of that, its subtle meaning often goes undetected or unnoticed. When 737 shows up, you're being asked to cast a wider net than usual to embark on the journey that instills fear, yet a sense of courage in your heart, to allow your ship to become marooned in what seems like muddy waters. Excuse me. TrustedPsychicMediums.com says that the angel number 737 is a number of enlightenment and spiritual awakening. It brings forth many lessons and insights that can help you elevate your life. The meaning of number 737 is contemplation and discernment. Things that happen to you are all part of the divine plan, and they will take you closer to your divine life purpose. JoyNumber.com says that the appearance of angel number 737 indicates a period of healing, renewal, and release. The hurts of the past have no place in your present, aside from being a reminder of your personal strength. Your gift of understanding, grace, and wisdom will carry you through the bad days. Will help carry you through the bad days. AngelNumbersMeaning.com says that 737 gives you the encouragement and strength to go through problems in your life. This number tells you to enjoy life and embrace positive energy that is being sent to you. Surrender all your problems and troubles to your guardian angels and let yourself be guided by their path of positive energy and progress. All right, one more insect, one more spiritual animal for the episode, and then we'll move on to the series review and the Baddest Woman in History, and we'll wrap it up. Maybe with some comics that I drew and maybe a flow that I wrote. Okay, so I should have did this one last month, but I still see a lot of them this month. June bugs. Symbolism and Metaphor.com says that some things that a June bug may symbolize include protection, success, intuition, and balance. While most people consider June bugs a pest, they are actually a very fortunate sign. There are many different cultures that consider them quite lucky, including the Mayans and the Egyptians. AngelicalBalance.com says that the June bug is a nocturnal animal. It is majorly active when all other bugs are asleep. Therefore, it is believed that the June bug has the spiritual powers to make you sleep. The June bug will take away your inability to sleep and grant you a sweet and sound rest. Excuse me. The Awakened State says that June bug / beetle demonstrates a higher intuition connection and a keen sense of discernment in all areas. He will show how to dig for answers to reveal the truths you need. He shows how to move with a sharp sense of timing. His medicine represents opportunities to recycle, reinvent, and repurpose what you have, know, think, and act. Very interesting. Shout out to those annoying fucking June bugs. Okay. Another break. And we'll come right back with a series review of one of my favorite shows fucking ever.
All right, welcome to the movies. So this show, which is not a movie, but we'll have a movie in a couple of years. Now this show, after the first couple seasons, 3, 4, I used to rewatch the show over and over again. It brought me comfort for some reason. My favorite season was, I don't even know. I can't even get into that. But, you know, I have a soft spot for, like, you know, I grew up with those Italian mafia movies. So when the Italians show up from America, the mafia shows up in London. That's one of my favorite seasons with, what's his name? Andy. The one who played the pianist, Andy Brovine or something like that. And Andrew Brody, something like that. Anyway, But this show is great, and the 6th season just came out. It's the final season. They will make a movie to really finish the story, but as a series, the Peaky Blinders are done. And I wrote something this time. Instead of typing it, I just wrote it. Okay. So, Peaky Blinders is a stylistic version of Boardwalk Empire, but faster paced and more attractive people. Sorry, homeboy. I don't even know his real name. But in real life, he's a fire department dude. He's a real cool dude. Yeah, I forgot his name. I can't remember anybody's fucking name right. Adrian Brody was the dude. Was the mafia dude. Who am I trying to think of now? I don't even know. Oh, Boardwalk Empire. I can't think of it. So 6 seasons with 6 episodes each doesn't seem long, but since there's been years in between seasons, or series, as the British call them, it feels even longer. I used to rewatch seasons 1 through 3 so often I couldn't wait for the next season. Tommy, the main character, is a bad guy, but more of a good guy than the other bad guys, so you root for him. This last season was incredible. I love the other characters. Each one puts so much into it. Despite the negative things Thomas Shelby does or puts his fam through, you can tell he has their best intentions in mind. Tommy Shelby does or puts his fam through. Tom Hardy brings humor in the later seasons. Heartstrings get pulled, scarcely, but in the perfect spots. The action gets you excited, like I imagine 80s kids with 80s movies. The guns, the cars, the clothes. The accents, the location, the background, being based on real events. Not so many shows can hang with this one. Great from start to finish. I am excited for the movie and conclusion to the Peaky Blinders. 5 fucking stars. Yeah. R.I.P. to the actors who played Polly. Shout out to the actor that played Michael. Shout out to the actor who played Arthur. Shout out to any new Shelbys, old Shelbys, other Peaky Blinders, I'm talking about Isaiah, Jeremiah. That show is, in my opinion, like a perfect show. Like, there's love, there's hate, there's a little bit of humor, there's action, there's mystery, there's suspense, there's drama, there's war, there's gangster shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just everything that a dude like me would ever want to see. So, check it out. Peaky Blinders. Much love. See y'all next time at the movies or TV series.
All right. Welcome back, everyone. Today, badass woman in history, Nancy Grace Augusta Wake, ACGM. I don't know what something to do with the military. Born August 30th, 1912. Passed on August 7th, 2011. Wow. Also known as Madame Fioca, and Nancy Fioca was a nurse and journalist who joined the French Resistance and later the Special Operations Executive, or the SOE, during World War II, and briefly pursued a post-war career as an intelligence officer in the Air Ministry. The official historian of the SOE, M.R.D. Foote, said that her irrepressible, infectious high spirits were a joy to everyone who worked with her. Born in Roseneath, Wellington, New Zealand, On the 30th of August, 1912, Wake was the youngest of 6 children. She was a Maori through her great-grandmother, Poriwa, believed to be of the Ngati Mahanga iwi, who was reportedly one of the first Maori women to marry a European. In 1914, her family moved to Australia and settled at North Sydney. Shortly thereafter, her father, Charles Augustus Wake, returned to New Zealand, and her mother, Ella Wake, raised the children. In Sydney, Wake attended the North Sydney Household Arts Home Science School. At the age of 16, she ran away from home and worked as a nurse. With €200, I guess, I don't know if that's a euro, in 1928 currency, she had inherited from an aunt. She journeyed to New York City, then London, where she trained herself as a journalist. In the 1930s, she worked in Paris and later for Hearst newspapers as a European correspondent. She witnessed the rise of Adolf Hitler in the Nazi movement and saw roving Nazi gangs randomly beating Jewish men and women in the streets of Vienna. Born in Wellington, New Zealand, Wake grew up in Sydney, New South Wales, Australia. By the 1930s, Wake was living in Marseille with her French industrialist husband, Henry Fioca, when the war broke out. After the fall of France to Nazi Germany in 1940, Wake became a courier for the Pat O'Leary escape network led by Ian Garrow and later Albert Garisse. As a member of the escape network, she helped Allied airmen evade capture by the Germans and escape to neutral Spain. In 1943, when the Germans became aware of her, she escaped to Spain and continued on to the United Kingdom. Her husband was captured and executed. Oh my goodness. After reaching Britain, Wake joined the Special Operations Executive under the codename Helene. On the 29th and 30th of April 1944, as a member of a 3-person SOE team codenamed Freelance, Wake parachuted into the Allied Department of Occupied France to liaise between the SOE and several Maquis groups in the Auvergne region, which were loosely overseen by Emile Colloudin, codenamed Gaspard. She participated in a battle between the Maquis and a large German force in June 1944. In the aftermath of the battle, a defeat for the Maquis, she claimed to have bicycled 500 kilometers to send a situation report to SOE in London. Wake was a recipient of the George Medal from the United Kingdom. And that was in July 17, 1945. Oh, the anniversary that's coming up. The Medal of Freedom from the United States. 1947, the Légion d'honneur from France, Knight in 1970, an officer 1988, a companion of the Order of Australia from Australia in the February 22nd of 2004, and the badge in gold from New Zealand, 2006. In 1985, she published her autobiography, The White Mouse, the title derived from what she said the Germans called her. So check that book out, The White Mouse, a autobiography by Nancy Wake. Shout out to the badass woman of history. Alright, so let me see if I can find a little part where I wanted to read about, where we're talking about truth and women. Because there was, alright, so there was 3 dudes and they were trying to be cool with this king, right? And they both said, they both had to write, it was Persia. So one wrote, wine is superior. This is in the first Esdras 219. And that's in the, let's see, this is the first book of this section. So these books were included in the Greek and Slavonic Bibles from the Apocrypha, which goes back to Juliet Tobit, which is right after the Old Testament. Okay. So, one said, oh yeah, I lost it. So the first wrote, okay, so they wrote on these notes and then they gave it to the king, and the king was like, all right, this is smart. And then they explained what they wrote. So there's three dudes. One wrote, wine is superior. The second wrote, women are superior. No. The second wrote, the king is superior. Sorry. The third wrote, women are superior, but truth conquers all. When the king woke up, they gave the written statements to him, and he read them. Then he sent for all the officials of Persia and Media, and the administrators, generals, district governors, and civil authorities. He sat in the council room, and the authority statements and the written statements were read before them all. He said, call the young men to explain their statements. So they were called together. He said to them, give us an explanation for what you wrote. So then the first one talks about the superiority of wine. He says, it misleads the minds of all who drink it. It makes the mind of the king the same as that of the orphan, likewise of the slave and the free, of the poor and the rich. It changes every thought to feasting and cheerfulness, and forgets all grief and every obligation. It fattens all hearts, makes one remember neither kings nor administrators, and makes everyone talk in outrageous sums. When drinking, people forget to be civil with their friends and relatives, and even after a while, they draw their swords. When they recover from the wine, they don't even remember what they did. Gentlemen, isn't wine superior, since it forces people to behave like this? With that, he stopped speaking. Then the second young man who had spoken of the strength of the king, spoke, gentlemen, aren't people superior who control land and sea and all that's in them? But the king is most superior because he is their ruler and master, and whatever he might say to them, they obey as soon as they hear it. If he tells them to make war on each other, they do so. And if he sends them out against the enemy, they march and overcome mountain fortresses, walls, towers. They murder and are murdered, but they don't disobey the king's word. If they win a battle, they bring everything to the king, whatever plunder they take and everything else. Similarly, for those who don't serve in the army or make war but farm the land, whenever they sow and reap, they bring some to the king. They force each other to pay taxes to the king, yet the king is only one man. If he tells them to kill, they kill. If he tells them to set someone free, they set someone free. If he tells them to strike, they strike. If he tells them to destroy or build something, they destroy it or they build it. If he tells them to cut it down something, they cut it down. If he tells them plant, they plant. All his people and his military powers obey him. Furthermore, he reclines, eats, drinks, and sleeps, but they keep watch around him, and no one can go away to take care of his own matters. Nor do they disobey him. Gentlemen, isn't the king superior, since he is to be completely obeyed in this manner? Stop speaking. All right, so the third young man says, his name was Zerubbabel, who had spoken of women, said, gentlemen, isn't the king great? Aren't men abundant? And isn't wine strong? Who is it, though, that master them or rules over them? Isn't it women? Women give birth to the king and to all the people who rule over the sea and land. From women they are all born. It was women who brought up those men who plant the vineyards from which wine is produced. Women make men's clothes. They bring men honor. Without women, men aren't even able to exist. If men gather gold and silver on any valuable thing and they see a desirable and beautiful woman, they forget everything to gaze at her. With mouths wide open, they stare at her. All choose her over gold, silver, or any other valuable thing. A man leaves his own father who raised him in his own country and clings to his own wife. With his wife, he departs this life with no memory of his father or mother or country. Therefore, surely you must recognize that women rule over you. Don't you work and labor, yet you bring everything and give it to a woman? A man takes his sword, goes out to travel abroad, to raid, steal, and sell the seas and rivers. He faces lions. He walks in darkness. When he steals and robs and plunders, he carries it back to the woman he loves. A man loves his own wife much more than his father or mother. Many men have lost their heads over women and have become slaves on account of them. Many have perished, stumbled, or sinned because of women. Now, don't you believe me? Isn't the king great in his authority? Don't all countries fear to touch him? I once saw the king in Apame, his mistress, the daughter of the eminent Bartacus, sitting on his right side. She took the crown from the king's head, put it on her own head, and slapped the king with her left hand. At this, the king would stare at her with his mouth wide open. If she smiles at him, he laughs. But if she should get angry with him, he humors her so that she may be reconciled to him. Gentlemen, aren't women powerful since they can do such things? I thought that was incredible. And then he goes on to talk about truth. He says, gentlemen, aren't women strong? The earth is great. Heaven is high and the sun is swift in its course, for it circles the heavens and returns again to its place in a single day. That's how they thought it worked at the time. Isn't the one who does these things great? Yet the truth is also great and superior still to all of those things. The whole earth calls on truth, and heaven praises it. All of heaven's works moves and tremble at the sight of it, and there's nothing wrong with truth. You can't trust swine. You can't trust the king. You can't trust women. No human beings are trustworthy. Everything they do is wrong. There is no truth in them. They will perish in their lives. But truth endures and is valid for all time. It lives and succeeds forever. With it, there's no charade or preference, but it does what is right instead of what is wrong or evil. Everyone approves of its deeds. There's nothing unjust in its judgment. To it belongs the strength, the royalty, the authority, and the greatness of all ages. Bless God's truth. He stopped speaking, and all the people cried out, great is truth and superior to all. And then the King Darius rewards Zerubbabel, and Zerubbabel decides that he's like, hey, let the Israelites finish building this temple that they're trying to build. So he does. And I just thought that was very interesting. That's in the Apocrypha, and you can't find that in the regular Bible. All right, let's see. So I think last time I was showing y'all some. I feel like I passed that one. I feel like this was the last one I showed you. And then I practiced some left-hand weird stuff. Random left-handedness. And then what's this? Alright, so it's this dude, and he's like talking to this girl, and she says something that leaves him like, what? And I haven't thought of what they're gonna be talking about, but and then I like this one. It's like a futuristic city where it's like mixed with machine and nature. And then this one's just weird, random stuff. I really like these puzzle dudes. Puzzle piece dudes. More left-handed sketches. Drew a pizza guy. Then I was doing homes. You can see the hut, apartment homes, trap house, which is actually just a regular house. Luke's home, and then our home. And then this one was kind of weird, but I like it though. Sometimes the weirder ones are my favorite ones, if I'm completely honest. Now this is a dude I used to draw back in the day when me and my friends at elementary school, we used to draw characters to fight each other. It might be middle school. To fight each other, and this was the dude that I was like, yo, this is the easiest dude I could draw, cause like he didn't used to have the electricity in between these balls, but I added it just to make it look cooler. All right, I drew some villains from my book, Fallen Angels. I drew some heroes. So first I drew the Turtles, Spider-Man, Batman, and then two characters from my book, Dolomite and Tree. Let's see, another left-handed practice where I'm looking at stickers. And then this one is just random as ever. I like the turtle dude. I mean, not turtle dude, frog dude. All right, so this one's cool. These are weapons, right? You got your battle axe, you got your gun. You also have a computer, and you have your shields. The This is also a shield. But this should be your shield. And this should be your weapon. Peace and love. Alright. So this one I started just by drawing these random like things. And then I was like, oh, it looks like the Eye of Mordor or whatever it's called. And then I was like, oh, let me draw more villains. So I got Vader, Shredder, Voldemort, Bowser, the Devil, and then my character from Malavance from Fallen Angels. Alright, and this is one of the villains from Fallen Angels, and she's fighting one of my characters. She vanishes. This one started with the scarf, and then I just kept going, and then I drew another skeleton dude, and then I drew this girl with the bomb, and then this guy, and then that guy, and then weird, oh, what's that, a Mickey, and then these are weird. This was cool. This was inspired because I was watching Rise of the Ninja Turtles, and they had an episode where they're like at this chicken E. Cheese joint. This one I combined it into one picture. Marshmallows. All right, almost done. I'm sorry to bore y'all, but somebody might like some of this. This one's kind of random. But I guess they're all in the woods, except for that one. I don't know what that one is. These are all fantasy things in a way. I kind of combined these two pictures, and the unicorn is farting out these clouds. This is like dark magic, and it's like Odin. So they're just kind of magical things. Magic mushrooms, magic stuff. I didn't know what to do, so I started drawing a tree. And then I drew parents and their kids. Bird parent, cat parent, human parent, and I drew the earth again. It's easy to do. Left-handed practice. We're almost done. I really like, the left hand's getting kind of good. From comparing it to the beginning. Okay, we got some weirdos. Some more weird. This is a logo idea for a chest stuff. Weird monster dude. I like these because it's like intricate little details and random stuff. I like that. Let's see, we're almost caught up. And then I'll drop a flow and we'll go. Some weird stuff. Weird. Random. So random. Hey, one day these might get published in a book or something. Oh, this is me, because I'm an Aquarius, the water bearer. I'm also an air sign. It's an air sign, even though it's like water bearer. And then I'm a snake, Chinese astrology. And the last one, the good guy and the bad guy from Fallen Angels. All right, flows. Let's see if I can find a flow to drop real quick, because I've been writing flows, man. Flows before we close. All right, let me do this one. This is the one I wrote today, actually. But this is, I need a different one. Alright, yeah. Wrote this one this morning. Shout out to Houston, Texas. Today's 713-2022. What it do? Keep it G. Bring it back to the north, 214-30D. Home of the style of South, homie. It's a Steez, 2 a.m. at Waffle House. Fuck Mickey D. Smoking kush by the bush. I mean weed by the trees. Yo, I wrote this a cappella, so it's not really going with the beat right now. Let's see. Shout out to Houston. Today's 713-2022. What it do, man? Keep a G. Bring it back to the north, 214-30D. Home of the Steez. G's, 2 a.m. at Waffle House, man. Fuck Mickey D, smoking kush by the bush. I mean weed by the trees. Love is all you need, but I also want the truth. It's like philosophy when I drop into the booth. Y'all impossibly slow, straight dumbing down the youth. I'm trying to make new with some old school roots. Help a baddie work her glutes or b-ball run and shoot. Chilling in the coop with all black suit, metal tip boots, and a strap that'll make you mute. Man, I can't be duped. It ain't part of any group. Original player, rap and hip hop slayer, deep rhymes and dope lines make it sound like a prayer. That one fucked up. I need one that I wrote with a beat. All this goes with the review of the day of the week. You can call me Thomas Shelby like I'm a Peaky fucking Blinder. My flow so deadly, so here's a creepy reminder. I'll put your bones in the grinder in secret like a shiner. After that I'll order dinner at your old favorite diner. I'm just kidding, I'm just rapping. You can call me the Captain Brown America who really let me happen. Don't worry, I'll be good and show the gringos how we are. Business-minded intuition, we ain't wishing on a star. I know someone that could maybe fix your car. I know someone that might get you bored. But that won't get you far unless you have some gumption. That means everywhere, the hood or the junction. I call my gaddy hole puncher for them hoe-ass hoe punches. I might leave you in the dumpster looking like Herman Bunster. Half dead with your masquerade covering your shock. Shout out to Lil Dre, homie. We still on the block. Alright, man. That's rough because I didn't write them to this beat. So those are just, you gotta adjust them. Anyway. I love y'all so much. Let's end it with a song. Let's do this. I think we can do that. Yeah. Man, a freestyle. Man, it's been a while. Man, I'm a G. Man, I'm a child. Man, hold up. Man, it come down. Yo, perfect. Next week will be number 90. This is 89. I've been killing time since 89. Feeling fine, like wine, over time. Haters get back before I grind and get at you out my line. But clean as a whistle, holding 2 pistols, sniffles, cold, fuck a reality show, with 10 zeros, yeah, G swagger to the max. Ditto on the track, Silly Rabbit, that's my name. A young round slinger making OG proud. Damn giraffe, old school pimpin' with an old school flow. Got up in the bag, 50-50, yeah. Damn giraffe, I fallen and I fly. Took place in the city I reside. Worth living, spinning. Any villain status, I'm robbing the hood and get back to the robbing hood. The majority of them can't judge me for them. Hanging. Yeah. I'm already buzzing. Sam call. Okay. With an old school swag, man. Sipping what you in the bag. Hold it up, twist it up. 50-50 going ahead. Alright, y'all. Much love. Check out the music page, check out the Autopod page, check out the Spotify page, check out it all. I love y'all. Now, hey, you follow me, I follow you. How about that? if you're not set on private, because some of y'all can't see who's following you. See you next time. Have a wonderful week.